What if I told you that getting older is not true? But what if it's not a biological fact, but something you've been taught to notice? Take a look. Every wrinkle, gray hair, and time you felt your energy drop makes you wonder if that's not a natural law like gravity. What if it's a program, but not a software program? What if it's a consensus reality, a timeline that we all agree should fall apart? We have all chosen this possibility so many times that we have forgotten about all the other ones. Not long ago, you felt this, right? That still, small voice inside that says, "This can't be all there is." With that feeling that your body was made for more, for regeneration. You didn't just happen to see this video. Your mind has been looking for this information by sending a message into the quantum field. The field is now responding. I'm going to share with you today the 4 keys to a secret method called a technology of consciousness that is said to have been created by Thoth, an ancient god who was in charge of the mysteries. This is not about getting rid of a program. In this case, we are choosing a new quantum reality on purpose. Learning to follow a different body's timeline is the goal here. The first key, which I will reveal in a moment, is an invisible frequency that you send out every day. This frequency actually locks you into the timeline of decay. I have to tell you that not everyone will like this message. 99% of people aren't ready for this much responsibility. They don't want to believe that they are the ones who observe and break down their own reality. You are, though. Your quantum perception is already on if you've made it this far. You will never look at yourself in the mirror the same way again if you listen to me all the way through. Your mirror is more than just glass. It shows you the one possibility you are focusing on at the moment. Now is the time to show you all the other reflections that are there. If you truly believe that your body was created to reflect your eternal consciousness, please leave a comment below saying, "Time obeys my consciousness." Send this message to the first person that comes to mind before we go any further. Sending this video to someone who is ready for it is more than just sending a link. It's also building an energetic bridge and sending a quantum signal. You were brought here for a reason, and by sharing, you make the energy of this awakening stronger for everyone. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel right now. Signing up for something is more than just getting a notification. It's a promise to align your personal frequency with this one. It makes a stable quantum connection that makes sure your energy field keeps getting these important upgrades and coherence patterns. If you want to keep this frequency, click subscribe. It wasn't until modern science labs that people started this big quest to find a way to live without dying. Before quantum biology or epigenetics had names, there were masters of consciousness who knew a very important secret. They knew the body wasn't a solid, fixed machine that was going to break. They knew it was a field of energy, a beautiful quantum probability that moved in response to something else. The story of Lieqing Yuan, set in the misty mountains of China, speaks to this truth. He is said to have lived more than 200 years. This wasn't a genetic draw. This was a disciplined act. His life wasn't just something he lived. He carefully observed it. We think of phrases like sleeping in the light of the heart and breathing in sync with nature as poetic. In that case, what if this wasn't poetry? What if it was a guide for making things? Nowadays, breathing in sync with nature means reaching quantum coherence, which means that his electromagnetic signature is tuned to the planet's stable frequency. There is a deep state of coherence called sleeping in the light of the heart, where the brain's electrical field lines up with the heart's. Today, neuroscience is just getting caught up. It's finding that these states of deep, focused meditation can tell your genes to fix themselves, which keeps your DNA from breaking down. He wasn't avoiding getting older. Instead, he was seeing his cells live in a different world. In Europe in the 18th century, this search went in a different direction. Alchemists and rogue scientists were looking into the building blocks of life in secret basements, away from the eyes of the establishment. The world was amazed when Luigi Galvani used an electric spark to touch a dead frog's leg and make it jump. But the wise people saw the key. It was clear to them. Things don't just mix together in life. It has to do with electricity. It is power. This quantum field, which is invisible, can bring life to dead matter. What could a conscious mind do with the same force in a living body? It was a strong question. It put at risk the very foundations of the world they had built. There are unspoken stories about experiments that tried to use bioelectricity to stop time in the human body, but they didn't involve frogs. People who were there said they saw the spark come back to the lifeless eyes and the skin tighten, as if the quantum blueprint of youth was trying to come back to life. It proved something. That your body is not a thing, it's a process. A holographic projection of an information field is what it is. This truth was so important and empowering that it had to be buried. The records were locked up. People called the tests heresy. Why? All of these stories, from the Taoist master to the European alchemist, lead to the same shocking conclusion. Your body is more than just bones and flesh. It's a quantum field that pulses, like a living antenna that is always sending and receiving data. From the time you were little, you've been taught to only believe in the real world. On the other hand, you can't see the real forces that control your biology. Getting old, getting sick, and losing your energy are just signs. It's really a dissonance, an incoherence or static in your own energy field. In the past, people knew this. They had our quantum language, but not theirs. They named it chi, prana, or life force. They were all names for the zero-point energy field, which is the divine quantum soup from which everything is possible. They knew that this flame, or coherent frequency, had to stay bright and clear in order to keep the body healthy. This information was kept from people on purpose. Why? Because it's easy, not because it's hard. It also gives you power back. A poison in your food is not the most harmful interference in your field right now. It is the force that is speeding up your aging. You've been taught to drink this poison every day. You're so used to this poison that you've come to call it normal life. And this poison is telling your cells which possibility to see as their future. Genetics of. This is the best prison ever. People have told you that your wrinkles, illnesses, and lack of energy are in your DNA. It's in your code. This is the best possible reason. You give up your power and accept that your future is already planned and that you are just a passenger. But the truth is much more beautiful and strong than that. The code in your DNA is not set in stone. Your genetic code is like a huge, beautiful piano with a lot of keys. Also, all of your genes are in a state called quantum superposition. This means that each gene has all of its options open at the same time. The chance of getting sick and the chance of getting healthy. Both the chance of decay and the chance of regeneration. They're all real right now, as empty possibilities. The song that will be played is not chosen by the piano player. In this story, the piano player represents your feelings. The pianist is the frequency that you are sending out right now. This is the first key. The most powerful poison that makes you age faster isn't the air pollution or the sugar you eat. It's fear. It's long-term stress. That feeling is anger. It is a shame. It's not just bad feelings. They're not in your head only. The frequencies are those. They are biochemical facts that affect every part of your body. They give us information. Think of each of your trillions of cells as a tiny, perfect mirror that is ready to receive the information you send it. Whenever you're scared, your cells are telling you, "Be careful. There's a danger. Please sign, get ready for the worst." Turn off all programs that aren't necessary. What is the least important program to have when you are running away from a tiger? Getting better. When you're under a lot of stress all the time, you're telling your cells there is no rest. The attack never stops. Don't fix it. Do not rebuild. Just stay alive. When you stay angry, you send out a shock wave of incoherence, a bolt of electrical static that makes your whole system flare up. This is not religion. Quantum biology is what this is. These days, cold science talks about them as psychoneuroimmunology. Scientists have shown that these low-frequency emotions shorten your telomeres, which are the caps that protect your chromosomes. By doing this, you are telling your DNA to collapse its wave function into the possibility of getting older. Press the like button right now if you know this to be true. This action can be seen as a powerful yes to the universe. You are telling the quantum field that you are ready to see a new reality for your body by liking, which anchors the coherence of your heart with this new awareness. You are watching your body break down. If you're ready to stop playing the fear orchestra, say this new choice in the comment section. I am changing my frequency. It takes a lot of strength to type these words. As you read this, you are telling your cells to stop looking at the reality of decay and start sending out the symphony of vitality. Now the music changes because you are the conductor. They didn't need our labs back then. They thought of the body as a holy orchestra. You can make your quantum field coherent by being thankful, joyful, or loving everyone no matter what. Your brain and heart beat in perfect sync with each other. Each cell and organ has a role to play in the body's symphony of life. But when anger and fear take over the conductor's chair, the orchestra goes crazy. This noise and dissonance that lasts for days, months, or even years is called a chronic disease. That's what we mean by aging too quickly. You don't need another pricey cream. You need to change how you lead your inner orchestra. What if I told you that in less than 3 minutes, you could change this whole frequency? It doesn't take years of therapy to get rid of the noise and make things sound again. You have had the most powerful tool for this quantum alchemy since the moment you were born. It just works on its own. That's your breath. When you breathe, your conscious mind, the observer, and your autonomic nervous system, the part that runs the program, can talk to each other. By changing your breathing's rhythm and depth on purpose, you are giving your whole body a direct order or override signal. Every cell in your body knows that the danger is over when you take a slow, deep breath through your diaphragm. It's okay. It is safe in the quantum field. You can leave survival mode now. Right then, you make your vagus nerve work. Here is the magic wire that runs your rest and digest system. We call it the repair system. This mindful breath reduces swelling. It makes your heart feel better. Your DNA receives a signal that regeneration is safe. This is the first key. You need to stop sending out the fear frequency that makes aging seem impossible. You need to be aware of how to breathe in the frequency of safety. You need to get rid of the emotional poison that is watching you as an older person. You stop being a leaf that gets blown around by life's storms when you master your own vibration. You become the tree. You are now in charge of making your own biology. But being able to control your personal frequency or inner energy is only half the story. The static has been turned off. Now you need to learn how to connect to the sun's energy source that is the strongest, most plentiful, and most stable in the whole solar system. Someone or something you've learned to be afraid of. This is the second key. Your body wasn't made to live on bread and water alone. It was made to get food from light. Take a look at this. Feel this. Your skin does more than just protect you. It's a huge living solar panel. It's a photonic receptor that turns light, photons, into energy molecules, like vitamin D. This energy controls a huge number of body functions. Your eyes are more than just a way to see. They pick up light and tell your brain what time it is, connecting your internal clock to the rhythm of the universe. In your core, you are a being of light that has been tricked into thinking you are just a machine made of meat. And being cut off from your real source of fuel is one of the main reasons you are getting older. People around us have taught us to be afraid of the sun. It's said to make wrinkles appear. Spots show up. It makes cancer grow. We were told to shield ourselves with chemicals and hide from it. And yes, of course, burning too much and without thinking is bad. But that's like saying, water is dangerous because you can drown. People in the past never thought of the sun as an enemy. It was like a god to them, as a source, because it is the physical form of life. They knew that the harsh light of midday is not the same as the light of dawn. Their quantum signatures were different. The first rays of sunlight in the morning are full of certain types of red and infrared light. This light goes right through your skin and into your mitochondria, which are the tiny power plants inside all of your cells. This morning's 10 minutes of sunlight, without sunglasses, sunscreen, or a window in the way, are like giving every cell in your body a cosmic espresso. Pure quantum nourishment is what it is. Click like to acknowledge this inner knowing. This simple click opens up your quantum field so that this light information can enter. It means you are ready to feed on this higher frequency of life, just like you feed on the sun's light. This easy, free, and very old method turns on the genes that help cells heal. It keeps your sleep cycle in check. It causes serotonin to be made, which is a chemical that makes you feel good. If you look out your window in the morning, the cold, artificial blue light of your phone screen is waiting to charge your quantum field. But you've been taught to start your day with the most powerful, coherent, life-giving energy in the solar system. On the other hand, light can't heal without its essential partner, the quantum opposite of it: darkness. Making the electric light bulb may have been one of the worst things that ever happened to people's health and longevity. By nature, you were meant to spend a third of your life in almost complete darkness. The pineal gland, a small gland in the middle of your brain, turns into a quantum factory in this holy void of darkness. It starts to make melatonin, which is the most powerful anti-aging hormone known to science. We call melatonin the sleep hormone. That is a very small amount of its power. Melatonin is one of the best antioxidants. DNA repair is what it does. It looks out for your immune system. This whole process is ruined when you sleep in a room that is lit by things like your TV's blue light, your phone charger's flicker, or street light coming in through your blinds. You're not telling your brain the truth. You're telling them it's still daytime. Stops making melatonin. Also, your body misses the chance to do its deep cleaning at night. Being in the middle of a noisy construction site while trying to get a good night's sleep is like that. The point of no more regeneration is never reached. In the past, people respected darkness. For them, night wasn't just a time to do nothing. It was a holy time to recharge. With the planet's pulse, they lived in coherence. This is the second key. You need to give your body the coherent quantum information of real light and let it reset in the healing void of real darkness. The first thing you are learning is how to control your inner frequency. The second thing you are learning is how to feed yourself with the frequency of the planet. Your body is starting to get back to its normal rhythm. That being said, having the best-tuned engine and the purest fuel doesn't help if the driver thinks they are in a race against an enemy who is stealing their youth every second. Why should I believe the clock if it's always telling lies? What if I told you that there is no such thing as time? At least not in the way you see it. Hearing the clock strike 12, the days on the calendar. How many candles are on your cake? All of these were made by people. We came up with them as a way to organize ourselves, plant crops, and keep our appointments. However, your biology, or quantum body, does not work on this made-up time. There is no watch on your body. It has a level of difficulty. It's not really keeping track of time. It keeps track of intensity. It records new things. It picks up feelings. This is the key to making time do what you want it to do. This is the third key. There is no such thing as linear time in the quantum realm, which is the real world. Every moment, from the time you were born to the present day, to the time you are 80 years old, happens at the same time. In the quantum field, they are made up of an infinite number of possibilities, or frames of reality. This is what physicists call the block universe. Your 3D brain can only handle one of those quantum frames at a time, which is why you see time as a straight line, like a river going from the past to the future. Being aware of yourself is like a projector light shining on a single frame of this endless movie. Because you think things happen in a straight line, you are getting older. You know that you will age. You keep an eye on the calendar. So your consciousness picks the next frame in the timeline called decay, and then the next. You can hack this, though. It is possible to change how you think about time, and when you do, your body must adapt. Take a look. Getting up, going to work, eating the same food and watching the same shows every day for a whole year can feel like it goes by in the blink of an eye. It doesn't stick out in your mind very much. 1 week of travel, on the other hand, can feel rich and full, like it lasts forever in your memory. It's full of new sights, tastes, people, and experiences, which leads to the paradox. When you think time is moving faster than it really is, like that boring year, your body ages faster. Your body goes into a state of repair and renewal when you can slow down how you think about time, like during that whole week. When Tibetan monks meditate very deeply, they say that time stops. This isn't a figure of speech. Neuroscience research on these monks shows that when they are in these altered states, the metabolism of their cells slows down. Their need for oxygen goes down. Their DNA repair systems start working. In a way, their bodies go into a state of conscious hibernation. The wall clock is not going to stop. In their cells, they are stopping time. They are pulling their observation away from the decay timeline. You know this to be true. When was the last time you were totally into something you love? It could have been painting, moving around, putting on music, a deep conversation from the heart. The hours just went away. They did not seem like minutes. This is the flow state. You leave the time matrix when you are in the flow state. It turns off the part of your brain that judges yourself and keeps track of time. There is no more stress, key 1. Your body sees this as a sign that you are completely safe and present. It then goes into repair mode. The flow state is like a time machine inside you. It's your conscious quantum jump into the now that is always there. Like this post if you've ever felt this shift in time. Your quantum perception is confirmed by this action. It connects your mind to the power of the present moment, making it easier for you to change time and escape the aging process. Children are always in this state. That's why they always seem to be full of energy. That's why they get better so quickly. There is no past or future for them to see. They have now been fully squished into the quantum. On the other hand, adults are stuck in routine and worry all the time. We can't stop thinking about the past or the future. We're never in the present. So we feel like life is slipping away from us faster and faster. You can get this back. Temporal flexibility can be developed. Simple things, like fractal breathing, where you breathe in for a count, hold for a count, and breathe out for a count, can change your brain waves right away and make you more aware of the present moment. It's easy for 1 minute to feel like 10. This is more than just relaxing. You are actively changing the time in your body. There are 10 minutes of regeneration going on in 1 chronological minute. This is the third key. It's time for you to stop believing in the illusion of linear time. You have to consciously enter flow states that take your mind off of the timeline of aging and ground you in the quantum now, which is the only place where regeneration can happen. You now have the keys. You know how to change your frequency so that you don't see decay. Key 1. With the quantum information of light and dark. Key 2. You know how to feed your body. You understand how to leave the time matrix and enter the eternal now. Key 3. All of the puzzle pieces are here. You know how to drive, have the keys to tune your engine, and have the right fuel. But one last, very important piece is missing. What's the point if the battery that starts the engine is weak, almost dead, and drained? There must be a link between everything and the main source of energy, the thing that keeps all living things in the universe going. This is the fourth key. There are proteins, carbs, and vitamins in your body, which is how you were taught to think about it. This is an incomplete and very basic point of view. Deep down, the truth is that your life is not made up of chemicals. It has electricity. Each of your trillions of cells is like a tiny battery. It is made to keep a certain voltage of electricity. It's not magic that your heart beats. The exact electrical impulse that makes it beat tells it to. As you read these words, your brain is making an electromagnetic field that is so strong that it can be measured from several feet away. Electricity is life. In the end, this means that death is not the failure of an organ. There is no power. This is when the voltage in your cells drops below a certain point, and the spark of life goes out. Sages from every culture in the world in the past knew this. We told them not to use the words bioelectricity or quantum field. But they all talked about a life force, a soft energy that runs through everything. In China, they called it qi, Indian prana, ruach in the Jewish faith. They were all just different words for the same thing. A person is an electrical field that moves and talks, and the free, steady flow of this energy is important for your health. There is a big secret that has been kept hidden. This battery inside doesn't need to run out. It can be charged all the time, and you should. However, we live in a world full of high tech. There are wires, Wi-Fi signals, and radio waves all around us. Even so, we are tragically, ironically, desperately cut off. We are cut off from Earth, which is the cleanest, most powerful, most plentiful, and free source of energy in the universe. It's not just dirt on the ground under your feet. It holds an infinite number of free electrons. The Earth naturally has a negative electrical charge. It's not a hippie thing to walk barefoot on grass, sand, or wet ground. It is a basic biological process that keeps us alive. This process is known as grounding or earthing. Your body accumulates a positive charge from free radicals all day long due to stress, key 1, and regular metabolism. This leads to inflammation. Your system doesn't change this. You literally complete a circuit when you touch your skin to the earth. Negative electrons, which are made up of pure quantum energy, flow into your body. This gets rid of the positive charge right away. Antioxidants don't get any stronger than this. It's also free. This simple action cuts inflammation by a huge amount. It helps you sleep better. It speeds up the regeneration of cells. What a sad irony this is in this day and age. We worry about our cell phone batteries all the time. When they drop below 10%, we freak out and run like crazy to find a power outlet. But we don't pay any attention to our body's battery. Rubber soles and concrete floors keep our natural chargers away from us our whole lives. You are a cutting-edge piece of divine biological technology, but you never get plugged in, so you're always in power-saving mode. To finish the circuit, press like right now. Your goal should be to connect your energy field back to the earth by doing this. That's your body's way of telling you to stop wasting energy and start charging your divine battery again. We care more about how long an iPhone lasts than how long our own does. This is the fourth key. You need to ground your body electrically. To connect your quantum field to the planet's infinite energy, you must do this. We've reached the mystery's core. The 4 keys are now in your hands. Vibration, to lead your inner orchestra and stop looking at falling apart. Light, to give your cells quantum information to run on. Time to take charge of your biology by leaving the linear matrix. Electricity, to charge your important battery and keep your field in place. You know what to do. But knowledge by itself doesn't do anything. Potential energy is what it is. It's not useful. The only thing that turns that potential into power is conscious application. It's not just a new habit to use these 4 keys. The act is a ritual. It's a deep act that represents death and rebirth. So this is your initiation. There's more to Thoth's forbidden method than just these 4 things. The goal is for all 4 to be consciously united. The ceremony that takes place in the temple that you can't see is your consciousness. The story goes that Thoth kept this information in the halls of Amenti. This isn't a real place on a map. It is a part of consciousness. The quantum void is what it is. The universe is in its womb. Before an observer makes a decision, it is the space of all potential outcomes, what physicists refer to as superposition. It's not a physical journey to get into the halls of Amenti. It's a trip into who you are. Being aware of dying to your old self is what it means. It's when you consciously pull your mind away from the person you thought you were, the one with all the limits, fears, and ideas about getting older. This is the beginning. To calm down, you do more than just breathe. Key 1. When you breathe, you change the low frequency of fear into the high frequency of life force. Key 2. You can get vitamin D from more than just being in the sun. When you open yourself to the sun, you are consciously taking in quantum information and soul food. You don't just work smarter with your time. Key 3. You consciously enter a flow state to live in the eternal now instead of the present moment. You don't just walk around without shoes. Key 4. As a holy act, you ground yourself, which connects your eternal spirit to your body. For Thoth, the main and most important secret, the real message, is not that you have to keep your body alive at all costs, like a wax statue in a museum. That's where the ego gets stuck. That's the pride that keeps so many people locked up. The flowering of your consciousness is what gives you true eternal youth. If you're ready for your consciousness to bloom, click like to let everyone know that you have been born again. This sparks the coherence in your heart and sends a wave of healing energy through your whole body. This is your yes to letting your inner light rebuild your body. This is what happens when you are so alive, present, and full of energy that your body has no choice but to reflect this state of mind, regenerating itself all the time, not by working hard, not through hard work, but because of that. To think about it. If this deep truth speaks to you, please say so in the comments below. My body shows what's going on in my mind. Feel the vibrations of these words as you write them. You're giving up the fight to fix your body and embracing the power to make it shine from the inside. You are the light that shines through the mask, not the mask itself. The point was never to stay in a shell forever. The point is to realize that you are not your body. You are the thing that gives it life. You are the eternal consciousness, having a beautiful, short-lived human experience. The fear of death goes away when you move this understanding from your head to your heart, when it becomes real to you. Being afraid of death speeds up the aging process, but that fear will go away when you stop being afraid of it. To be eternally young is not to never die. It is the presence of life that can't be denied or shaken. This is where a lot of people fail. Their egos want this power. They want to come across as better. They want to deny that they will die. But the quantum field doesn't give its most valuable keys to people whose hands are dirty with pride. Giving up is needed for the initiation. The ego's death. Becoming a channel for life instead of trying to hold on to it for yourself. It's a choice you make in silence all the time. Every time you breathe. You can choose to identify with your body or with the life force that makes your body glow. And this lively presence, this quantum coherence, calls for a fundamental choice. You have to decide if you want to use this power to free yourself or to build a new prison. Real immortality is not a place you can go. It really is a result. Knowing and living your life to the fullest means that time bends around you. There is no temple or cave in the middle of nowhere where this practice or initiation takes place. It happens in the stage of your everyday life. Everything you do should be turned into a powerful ritual. It's not in a pyramid that the great initiation takes place. When you choose to eat living food, key 2, that feeds you instead of dead food that drains you, it happens in your kitchen. It happens in your bedroom when you choose to turn off the TV and put your body in the healing, regenerative void of real darkness, key 2. It happens on the way to work, when you choose to breathe with intention, key 1, instead of getting stressed out thinking about things that don't exist yet, key 3. This is the real alchemy, the process by which lead turns into gold. To turn the ordinary into the extraordinary is the art of it. The everyday into the holy. Your everyday life turns into a lab. As within, so without, is an old Hermetic principle. This is not a nice philosophical phrase. It is one of the most important rules in quantum physics. This is called the observer effect. As within means your inner world, your consciousness, your frequency, what you see, so without, makes your outside world, your health, your relationships, and your body. You can think of your body as a holographic projection of your main state of being. When you use these 4 keys to consciously grow a garden of peace, vitality, and gratitude inside yourself, you will see this garden grow around you. Your skin takes on the color of your inner light. Your energy spreads to others. The people around you start to act differently towards you. At first, it's not because you look different, but because you feel different. It looks like your quantum signature has changed. It sounds like your frequency has changed. Stop going against the flow of life. It helps you learn how to dance. When you look at the morning sun, key 2, you see more than just a ball of gas. You see your heart beating in it. You can feel the ground beneath your feet, key 4, and know that the power that holds the stars in place is also moving through you. The wall between you and the rest of the world starts to fall apart. Being present is what this part of the journey is all about. Taking what you know from your mind and weaving it into every part of your body is what it means. Not just doing the exercises. People who live in a state of constant regeneration are what it's all about. It's like saying a prayer just by breathing. Food turns into a holy thing. Going to sleep is like meditating deeply. Moving around is like a party for life. You stop thinking of your body as something that needs to be fixed and start seeing it as the holy, divine home of your consciousness. Such great power, like being able to change the very fabric of your biological reality, does not come without a balance. Everything in the universe is just right. As soon as you reach this level of personal power, you will face your biggest challenge, the dark spot that this bright light makes. Just think about a woman who is 70 years old for a moment. The timeline she chose is too heavy for her shoulders. Her eyes are dull, like she's accepted that her life is over. When her mind is ready, she finds these 4 keys one day. She starts out with a lifetime of doubt and a tiny, flickering hope. When she feels anxious, she pays attention to her breathing. The morning sun is a daily quantum blessing for her. She turns her bedroom into a holy, dark place of refuge. She connects with the earth and walks barefoot in her garden. She picks up the paint again and gets lost in the flow state for hours. 1 year goes by. She meets someone she knew on the street, but they're not sure. They don't know who she is. The woman. She walks straight now. She walks with light steps. Her skin isn't stretched or fake. It shines with a light that comes from inside. Her eyes used to be dull, but now they shine with the fire of a new life. It doesn't look like she's younger than she used to be. She is a new style. To a different timeline, she made a quantum jump. And when they ask her, "What is your secret?" they are shocked. What kind of cream? What surgery? She doesn't say anything about it. The only thing she does is smile and whisper the forbidden phrase, "I stopped keeping time." Now, it does what I say. When we first found out the lie and then learned about the 4 keys, this journey was never about learning new things. It was about unlearning the lies you were taught to believe. It was about removing the layers of conditioning that were covering your true self so that it could shine through. Realizing that you are eternal life is the most important thing Thoth wanted to say. It's that simple. You are the consciousness of the universe having an experience in this amazing, short-lived body. The body isn't a jail. It's a way to have this experience. The 4 keys are not a set pattern that you have to follow like a robot. These are the rules of how to dance. The dance of making things with awareness. The idea ends here. Now is the time to start practicing your dance. It takes an act of power to start every big change, an announcement of plans, a quantum decision. Let this moment be your start. Not tomorrow, not after, right now. Make this stick in your mind, in your heart, in every part of your body. Your new promise to live your life through this decree. Close your eyes for a second. Take a slow, deep breath in, key 1. With your mind, connect your feet to the earth, key 4. Feel them on the ground. Feel the life force in your heart. Declare with all your heart, whether you do it quietly or out loud. From now on, time heals me. Don't make this a pretty phrase. You are not in the 99% if you have made it this far. You knew the call. It's time to end this journey. And now, share this message once more. This coherent signal gets stronger in the collective field every time this video is shared. You are not just sending a video. You are turning on a quantum-entangled network of souls who are like you. This makes it easier for the next person to find the truth and take the leap. Write the phrase that you now believe to be true in the comments. What you want the quantum field to do. I am the master of my time. Finally, if you haven't already, follow through on your promise. Sign up for this channel. This is the last thing you need to do to anchor. It creates a permanent energetic link to this frequency, so you will never miss a transmission again. This is your only way to keep activating and evolving at the quantum level. Now is the start of your new life. Just being here until the end is a powerful thing you can do to help this message reach more people who are ready to hear it. There's a link in the first pinned comment that you can use to donate directly to this channel if you feel called to do so. Your donation will help us spread this light even further. Any help is felt deeply and made stronger. Share this video with one person who needs to see it if you can't. It will make a huge difference in this awakening as a whole. Don't leave yet, though. The trip isn't over yet. It's just starting. I made a special video to go over what we've talked about in more detail and show you the next step you can take to follow this path. I'll meet you there after you click on the video that just came up.